it going, guys? Welcome to vlog number 10. We already made the 2 digits. I'm very excited about that. Sadly, we're not doing very well in poker. We lost every session last week plus yesterday. So since vlog number 8, we lost every session. So that's 6 right now. And that's why I'm vlogging today. One, I wanted to do some 1-3 videos, and hopefully I could end the losing streak on a vlog. So let's get right into it and play some 1-3. As we walk into the poker room to start a brand new 1-3 table, and it's pretty nice since we get to pick the seat. So we sit down on number 2 since that is the best view of the table, and we buy them for 300. Let's get into the first hand. First hand in, we're just playing 5-handed, and we look down at king jack off in the button. There's 2 limpers, so I make it $18. They both call, and the flop comes low, and the cutoff donk bets all in for $85. So yeah, we both fold. Now we're straddling under the gun, trying to get some action going since we're short-handed, and it's just folding a lot. We looked on an ace-9 suited. It folds to the blinds, they both call. I make it 30, and only the big blind calls, so heads up to a flop. Flop comes king 8-4, she checks, and yeah, we don't have much going on, but against the big blind that just called previously, the straddles, she has a super wide range. I think I'm getting a lot of folds betting here. I make it 20, and she check raises us to $50, so okay. On such a dry board, people don't tend to check raise that often as a bluff. In 1-3, it just seems super strong, 2 pair sets, and I literally have ace high, so I'm not calling, I fold. She flips over jack 10 off, so okay, that's usually just a fold. She literally has nothing going on apart from a backdoor straight draw on a king high board. That's pretty good for me, so usually that c-bet would always work, but now, yeah, I gotta keep an eye against this lady. I guess I got to call a lot more against her. I don't know if she just got a little upset that I raised in the straddle. Who knows? But yeah, we're definitely keeping this in mind for future hands. Things don't get much better after that. There's another hand. I have king jack off and a hijack. There's 2 limpers, so I make it 18. And a button 3 bets of $40. Folds to us. And yeah, I probably should just fold here since it's so strong. But at the same time, he's giving us such a good price. But he's probably giving us a good price because he has a nutted hand. But in the moment, $22. Too good to fold. Such a good price. I call. We miss the flop, so when you see bets, we fold. Then we have pocket 8s in the big blind. There's 3 limpers, and then the cutoff makes it 20. And yeah, definitely could consider 3-betting here. Just, I feel when I have such a bad image, I haven't won a hand yet, they're going to be a lot more happy to call. And this player that usually limps look pretty strong, so I decided just to call, and the other players call as well. So it's 4 ways to a flop that comes king high, so when they see bet, I just fold, and that brings us to the next hand. We look down at pocket 8s in the small blind, under than 2 limps, so I make it $18 and get the big blind and limper to call. So 3 ways to a flop. Flop comes 3 deuce 3, so pretty good. I don't think the limper in early position is gonna have too many of those unless maybe he has ace 3 suited. I don't know if he's limping with 3-4 suited, and maybe the big blind, but he just has a little bit over $60 behind. So if he has it, he has it. We're getting all in against him. So I see bet for $30. The big blind tanks for a decent amount of time, does end up finding the call, and the limper folds. So heads up to a turn. I go all in blind. I just didn't think he was going to fold for $31 more, whatever calling the flop is calling the turn. May not be the best idea since it definitely could be a tell, but that's what I do. Turn comes a5, and now he snap calls. So let's hear river. River is a7. I flip over my pocket 8s, but they're no good. He shows ace-4 for turn straight, and yeah, he takes it down. So not the best start. Poker can be pretty brutal sometimes. This is definitely the worst run I've had, not money wise, but just day after day after day, just losing. We're down $300 now. Almost been playing 2 hours and haven't won a hand yet. So I'm just trying to do is focus, you know. I think I'm playing good. It is what it is. Just not hitting flops, so when I hit the flops, I want to have something better. So yeah, I'm gonna take a walk and head right back in, and we got plenty of time to go. And maybe we hit a promotion that today's when it's at $400, and that would bring us back to the positive. So yeah, let's just focus, get back to the game. This is poker. This is what we signed up for. It's gonna happen sometimes. So yeah, let's go back. The walk definitely got us feeling better, ready to play, and we look down at king jack off in the big blind, under the gun 2, hijack, cut off, button limp, small blind calls. We're going to raise it up. I make it $30 and get the under the gun 2, cut off, and small blind to call. So 4 ways to a flop. Flop is 8, queen, deuce. So yeah, we got nothing, 1 over card, but 4 ways. I'm done with this hand. So when small blind checks to us, I check as well. And now under the gun 2 bets $10. Okay, cut off calls, small blind calls. So what the hell? I mean, I was done with the hand, but for $10, it's such a stupid price. I don't think I could fold, and I'm not gonna turn my hand into a bluff 4 ways. It does look pretty weak. Everybody looks super weak, but yeah. not in the mood to bluff 4-way, so I call as well. Turn is no help when it's a 3. It checks the undergun 2 again, and once again, he bets $10. This is definitely pretty weird. And cutoff and small blind call. And yeah, they look so weak, but I don't think raising here would make sense. I just think I'm getting a good price to hit a king that will probably be good the way this hand was played. So I call. River is a 7, checks the undergun 2, and once again, $10 it is. But this time, the cutoff and small blind fold, it's on to us. And yeah, it's such a small bet, but he did triple barrel. And yeah, truthfully, I just have no clue what's going on. I don't know what this guy's doing, and I'm just not going to turn my hand into a bluff when I have no clue what's going on. So I do just end up folding, and we never find out what this sir triple barrel for $10 for. Now we're in a small blind with king, queen off. There's a button straddle, low jack limps. I make it $36, and only the button straddler calls, so heads up to a flop. Flop comes 3-5-5. Yeah, we don't hit, but he may have not hit either, so let's be positive. I see bet for $30, and he does fold, and like that, we won our first pot of the day. Feels good. I don't care if it's a tiny pot, we won, and that definitely helps the morale a little bit. Let's see if we can keep it going. Now we're in the cutoff with pocket 5. It's a hijack limp, so I make it $15 and get the small blind and limper to call. So 3 ways to a flop. And we finally hit a flop. It comes 10-5 queen. So bottom set, checks to us. I see bet for $25 and only the small blind calls. So heads up to a turn. Turn is a jack. He checks and I make it $65. It seemed that he had around 170. So if he calls that, he will have less than pot behind. So hopefully we'll call my all in. So that's what I do, and he does call. So looking pretty good. Let's see a river. River's great. It's a 3. He checks, and we go with the plan. We go all in, but sadly, there's no more value to get because he pretty quickly folds, and we take it down. Now we're definitely feeling better. Flopping the set gets the blood flowing pretty good, and ace-king does as well in the low jack. Under the gun limp, so I make it $15 and get the hijack and limper to call. So 3 ways to a flop. Flop comes ace 9-4, so we have top pair, top kicker. Damn, I forgot how good it feels to hit the flop. Let's go. It checks to us. I see bet for $25 and only under the gun calls, so heads up to a turn. Turn is a deuce. Let's get some value from worse aces. I make it $65, but sadly he pretty quickly folds and we take it down. With that, the table gets short-handed, so we end up just breaking it. We draw a high card to see who gets to choose a seat first. We rack up, head on to the next table. Let's try to keep the momentum going. First hand in, we got pocket 5s and under the gun 2. Let's see if we can hit a set again. Under the gun 1 limp, so I make it $15. Small blind calls, and now under the gun 1 limp 3 bets to $83. So yeah, this is a clear red flag. Limp 3 bets are so damn strong, especially from an early position playing 1-3. It's just the nuts. So bye-bye pocket 5s. I fold, small blind folds, and under the 1 shows us ace-king. So yeah, I think that's just ace-king, aces, kings, and maybe queens. We'll have another chance to hit our set since we have pocket 3s in the button. Under the gun limps, under the gun 1 limps, low jack limps onto us, and we should always be raising here, but for some reason, I decided to limp behind, just straight up set mining. Small blind calls, so we go 5 ways to a flop. And it works again. Flop comes king 8-3, so bottom set, and I'm just kicking myself for not raising pre-flop. Now we got a tiny ass pot with bottom set. But anyways, here we are. Under the gun and under the gun 1 check. Now the low jack makes it $15, and the board is pretty dry, multi-way. I have a raise here. I'm just going to take it down a lot. I'm not scared of too many turns. I want to keep other people in as well. So I do end up calling. Everybody else folds, so heads up to a turn. Turn, we boat up. It's another king, so I'm just hoping he has a king and we'll be able to get stacks in. But he bets $15. That is really small and just smiling at me when he does it. He's an older gentleman I play pretty often with, and it just looks so weak. With that in mind, maybe I should just call. But I do prefer raising for the chances he may be strong. So that's what I do. And he pretty quickly folds. So yeah, we take it down. We don't get much more value with our full house. After that, our table gets called for the promotion. It's just 7 of us. And if we get the highest card, we get $400. So pretty great. That'll get us in the positive for the day. But the first player gets an ace, so doesn't look good. And nope, we get a 9. So we did not get the promotion. Let's try to make the money back by playing. On to the next hand, we have Queen Jack suited in the big blind. Under the gun 2 makes it 15. The cutoff calls and closing the action. I call as well, so 3 ways to a flop. Flop comes 6-8 deuce, so we have 2 of the cards in the backdoor flush draw. But yeah, not too much going on. But when I check, it checks around, so let's see a turn. Turn is a 4, and now I'm going to turn my hand into a bluff since I think I'm the only one that could have a strong hand. If they had anything decent, they would bet the flop, and I think I could get them to fold by the river. So that's what I do. I make it $25, and I'm pretty surprised when they both call. So yeah, not what I had in mind. Let's see if the river could help us. And it does. River is a jack, so we have top pair, queen kicker. An interesting spot since I just thought they were weak. I don't know what's checking the flop and then calling the turn. Maybe some weak pocket pair, overcards that just aren't believing me, or some draw that there's just not many. So looking so weak, I wanted them to call with whatever they had. So I make it $50 and only under than 2 calls, saying that he doesn't believe me. He thinks I'm bluffing, and he was right until I got lucky in the river. So I show, and he shows me ace king. So damn, they're not believers over here. And thankfully we got lucky though, and we take it down. Once again, we're in a big blind, this time with ace jack off. Under than 1 limps, the button does as well. Small blind calls, I raise it up, I make it $25 and only get under than 1 and button to call. So 3 ways to a flop. Flop is pretty good, 4 jack 4, so 2 pair, ace kicker. Maybe I'd consider pocket control a little bit here if it was the ace instead of the jack, but with a decent amount of bad turn cards, I don't want it to get checked around. So I make it on the smaller side. I make it $25 and they both pretty quickly fold. So not much, but still, $50. It adds up. Let's move on to the next. Let's upgrade to a premium. Ace king off in the cutoff. There's 3 limpers. I make it $25 and get the big blind and under gun 2 to call. So 3 ways to a flop. Flop comes 4, 8, 9. Big blind checks. Now under gun 2 leads out for $20. So yeah, definitely interesting. Pretty small size. Usually if some players donk protecting their hand, they make it a bigger size, since what are you going to get to fold for that price? Maybe I should turn my hand into a bluff since it looks super weak, but I thought I'm in position. Maybe my ace is good anyways, and there'd be plenty of turns and rivers. I can try to turn my hand into a bluff. So I do just go for a call, and the big blind calls as well. So 3 ways to return. Turn is beautiful. It's an ace, and now it checks to us, and I'm probably always bluffing on this turn. So it's nice that we actually have it this time. I make it $80. And only the big blind calls. So definitely interesting. Let's see your river. River is a 3, so it brings in a backdoor flush. And now the big blind leads out for $250. That was big. And yeah, not liking this spot. I really don't see much bluffs playing this way. And the backdoor flush does make a lot of sense since it was a very small bet on the flop. So I definitely could see him calling with a backdoor flush and 2 overcards. And that will definitely call once he hits the flush draw on the turn, a big bet. So yeah, with a line that makes a lot of sense for the backdoor flush and not too many bluffs, I do end up just finding the fold, and he's nice enough to show us king, queen of hearts for the nuts, and he takes it down. Let's brush it off. On to the next. We have pocket 4s in the hijack. Under the gun makes it $13. It folds to us. And playing 2-5, I'll just fold here. But in this table, nobody's really 3-betting. So I'm pretty sure if I call, I'm just going to be able to see a flop. Nobody's really going to squeeze. So that's what I do. And that's what happens since everybody folds. So we go heads up to a flop. Flop comes 10, 9 deuce. So set mining does not work this time. But when he bets $10... for that price, I don't think I could fold yet. We still may be good against 2 overcards, so I call. Turn is great. It's another 10, so it's less likely he has won. But he keeps it going. He bets $20, and if it didn't pair the board, I'd probably just consider folding. I don't see people bluffing too often, but on that turn, I just don't think I'd fold. It's just a little too good. So once again, I call. River is a 6, so our pocket 4s get counterfeited, and now he bets $30. And I thought a little bit, maybe thinking about turning my hand into a bluff. But yeah, he triple barreled into us, and I could have plenty of 10s myself. So yeah, at the end of the day, triple barrel, 1-3. I'm not sure that's the best spot to try to bluff him. So I do just find a fold. Let's move on to the next. Let's see if things go better with king, queen off in the cutoff. There's 3 limpers, so I make it $25 and get small blind and under the call. So 3 ways to a flop. Flop is pretty good. Jack, queen, jack. So 2 pair, king, kicker. Checks to us. And in this spot, I decide to check. And one reason is they could have plenty of jacks themselves. So I'm pocket controlling. And I don't think I'm going to get 3 streets of value from worse hands. So if I check here, I could probably get value on turn and river from worse hands that they may think I'm weak since I checked the flop. So with all that in mind, I do check. Let's see the turn. Turn is great. It's a 5, so a complete brick. It checks to us, and now let's get some value. I make it $24 and only the small blind call. So heads up to a river. River is a 3. She checks, and the way she played this, I did feel she was pretty strong pre-flop, just calling in this spot. And I think she's betting a king or jack on the turn. So I really was putting her more towards a pocket pair or maybe a weak king, but it just felt like pocket pairs. So I want her to call. And if I bet big, I think all of those hands are just folding. So I do go on a smaller side, targeting those weak hands that I think she has. I bet $55 and she does put in the call. I show and we're good. She shows pocket 10s. And I think we got max value out of that hand. We take it down. On to the next hand of the session. There's a button straddle, so it's 1, 3, 6. There's 2 limpers, and we looked at a king jack off in the cutoff. I really just wanted to fold. This hand has been going pretty bad for us today, but we can't be results oriented. So I'm gonna get $40 and get a big blind to call, and now the button goes all in for 200. So it folds to us, and I guess it would have been good for us to be results oriented. Just this time, I do find a fold. Screw king jack off today. Let's rack up and see how we did. Well, the losing sessions continue. Don't feel that bad though. Thankfully, we made some of it back. I don't know exactly what I'm down. I just head home and then see about that. But yeah, what a start. I think I didn't win a hand in the first 2 hours. I had to take a walk to take a little break because after this is the 7th day, longest losing days in a row that I've ever had. So yeah, let's just get to the car, get home, and talk over there. And we are home. Was planning on filming outside like I usually do, but there's a dog barking, and I prefer to have worse video and better audio than the opposite. So yeah, we were not able to end our losing sessions. So now it's 7 in a row. We were in for 700 and out for 555 for a loss of 145. And yeah, thankfully I feel all right since towards the end I actually started being able to play, because the beginning it just felt like a repetition of how every other session's been. Just not being able to win a hand. I think it was at least an hour or more that I didn't win anything. Less in the first 2 hours, I think I just won one pot. And in that weird ass spot, so like that woman at the beginning, it felt like she got offended or something that I raised it a straddle, and she just decided to bluff me with absolutely nothing. She had like a backdoor straight drop, jack high. She actually got me to fold the best hand. But yeah, I mean, usually I'm always behind. I'm not going to call a check raise with ace high and no draws. But yeah, all together, especially the way it started, I feel good. I feel that I'm doing pretty good, considering that I'm losing 7 sessions in a row. I'm definitely not used to it. This is the most amount of losing sessions I've ever had in a row by far. I've been doing pretty good, especially in 1-3 and 2-5. So yeah, at the beginning I did have to take a walk. When I was just losing, and then the guy just hit his gut shot against my overpair with an ace-4. Yeah, definitely, I just want to take a walk, because it gets tiring, just losing. It gets very tiring. And one thing I wanted to talk about is how it's so much worse, because it's been 7 sessions. So it's not even not about losing the money. I'm not sure exactly how much it is, but let's say I'm down 1,000. It's not just being down 1,000. It's the fact that I haven't made any money in the last 6 sessions, because I prefer just to lose $1,000 in one session and then move on. It's way better, because let's say with 1-3, 2-5 and the promotions, I make $60 an hour. Well, in the last 6 sessions, 30 hours, that is $1,800 that I'd be making usually. Well, if I'm down 1,000, I've got 2,800 less than what I'm supposed to. I'm not supposed, there's no supposed to, but what I'd usually have. Well, if it's just in one session, it'd be way less than that, because in one session, let's say I play 5 hours, I'm averaging 300, so I'm just below what I'm usually 1,300. So see the big difference, like from like almost double. I forgot what the first number was, but those two. So yeah, that's why it's not just losing, it's the fact I'm not making money, and it's been over a week. But we're good. This is what we signed up for when we decided to play poker for a living. We know that, I know that sometimes I'll just have bad runs, and that's what I'm going through right now. At least the losses haven't been huge. And thankfully I have a decent bankroll that I could handle this. I just hope it won't last too long. Hopefully we could book a win. Shit, tomorrow. This just went off. Okay, well, I think that's a sign of go to sleep, Joey. So thank you guys for watching. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'll help a bunch. You know, I'm always happy to talk about the hands, except the pocket threes, because I played that like shit. That's why I'm not talking outside. There's a dog barking. You hear that? That's annoying. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully next session we could book a win, and I'll see you next week.